All right. So I was talking about my bunion surgery. I have a twofer, two bunions, 1 foot, a splayed tendon midfoot that I got a prescription for 70 oxycodone, and I was instructed to take 1 to 2 every 4 to 6 hours. I only took them for 2 days. One of the reasons I did want to get off the oxycodone is it makes me feel like shit, and you can't shit. um, I was also instructed to take three 3,000 milligrams of Tylenol every eight, sorry, 2 tabs every 8 hours. And after 2 days, I trusted myself to ease off the oxycodone. And the Tylenol I was supposed to take was for another layer of pain management. So I weaned myself off the oxycodone, then I just took the Tylenol. Then I went past the time of the Tylenol, which would be 8 hours. And my feedback to me was, aha, the surgery site, the incisions are not bothering me. It's the hot spots. And so I was glad to have a natural, non-medicated, unmedicated feedback that gives me the parallax to have a collaborative negotiation with my pain level. And understanding what the pain is, not just going, well, I was prescribed, so I'm just going to pop a pill for that, and not really ever feel any of this out, The surgery's not bothering me. It's the hot spots. Now I know that. I can fidget quite naturally as I multitask during the day. At night, when I sleep, sadly, I guess, I'm concentrating just on sleep, and so I feel every little thing and can't really get this right. So, ironically, with my time off and leg up, I'm not getting that much great sleep or recovery. And so I did take Tylenol last night, and what I found is I didn't fidget. So for the time being, Tylenol, I understand it's not good for your liver. So, for the time being, I'm going to buy some sleep. But I've been able to negotiate what I need, know where I need it, and why, for what purpose. And I admire that about myself. 70 oxycodone? That's a lot. Okay. That's a lot of feeling like shit and not shitting. I might be getting tremendous sleep out of it, but shit. At what cost? The reason I was thinking, sorry, switching this. Well, I was thinking about women rising to the fore and enable them with their own money system, the one-eye system, even, is the second coming, NS, nanosecond. I don't care if you believe in Christ or not. I actually don't. And I don't believe in God, which is quite ironic considering the parallax that I've made. Okay, so that we can see. We have 2 points of reference now. So we can see depth. And we can see what has brought come to pass. And compass. And compassion. And compass the stone tone. I so easily get off track. I'm talking about relationships. Presumably, we want to relate because we have value to the estate, the gestate, and the guest state. Sate. Full. Full belly, gravid with pleasure. AD. I would think. If you asked me without eschewing me, we two frame and bead off. Let's see. The lore is the male lineage of the God in the Christ. You've not produced safe harbor ever. Or ever vert. Vert is green, vert I call. The plumb bomb, the plumb bob that hangs. Plain and planar. Read across the plains, read from the plane, okay? Above. The position from above. You got your cross. Oh, is that an X? Was that a cross? It's time. Okay. It's the Roman numeral X, 1 and 0. That is the way to relate. For Jesus, G-S-U-S, ta, thanks, just, guest, state, and estate, okay. I'm thinking, considering what's been played, doubt. Put your hyphens in that. Talk to Donald Trump Jr. He's there to hand doubt. Okay. By standing doff tone on with oment, women. Okay. Why? So he can call all the doff stupid to the Ford. Hyphenated. Okay. So we can stalk and S-T-A-L-L-K-T. So we can S-T- parentheses E hyphen A-L-L-K-T hyphen. Okay. S-T-E, that's the female saint. Present prescient client is in. I don't need doff tone to toot toft for no reason, thiefend, to speak for me, even, or evend. Ven is venerable, respected. It's hard to respect when you don't have the courage to screw. Edit. A tear reviewed. AD. Okay. I think the second coming, I think the nanosecond is NS is about being present, present client. In one tone, hone, roan, and throne. Now, the competitive marketplace only has handout, so you need to fill the void of what it doesn't have because it can't produce. Okay? Thus, we win by TWINND. And you do that because you believe in being of value to you. Because that's the value you bring to the marketplace. Why? Presumably to get laid so you can make Jesus Christ-like IDs, kids and children. Did I say Jesus Christ and I'm not a Christian? I meant G-S-U-S. TC, that's art, a route in origin. H, let me see how you spell this. C-H-R, ho, you are, I is T, time. Time for completion, even, not time for thief and doft. Even, V-A-I-N. You send your Jesus Christ Tao with war, and I bet you your Jesus Christ would turn it into Tao with W-A-R-E-A-D. So, my parallax is everything yours, frame and doff to two toff for no reason thiefend, you sought, hyphens. Zero with a hyphen has a question attached. Well, you've been forcing that question on women. I am here to represent the women's frame. I am carrying do, D-E-W-E, to hand do's and hues. So now you men, to speak valuably and with contribution, you need to bring EID. You need to be the heir, H-E-I-R, to work here. That's some irony. I mean, you can look at all my history of places I'm not allowed to work because, because I don't exist to shirk hand-jerked hyphens, okay? To be a cog, to be misrepresented. Oh yeah, I believe in your yank and wank. Here, let me just connect the parts for you. Well, one song, one dong, we all go odd. Okay. Target practice. It's shooting people instead of deer. I'm just joking. Okay, what else? Yeah, I think the second coming, considering the lore, is women, and if we're going to carry guns, because doft is spade, hyphenated to stay doff, and have his said, and get debt from it, thiefend, again, where the ag, your law, is condoning war. Your law, there's no one in the law that is the heir, H-E-I-R. You should not be speaking for the you, E-W-E, right here. And with right as a reason, even desire in life, you should not be buying up the land for doth tone, thiefend, debt again. Hyphenated. I kind of relish the IDEA, each, of laying waste to take place. With the idle belly, able belly, ID, AM, idadam, AME, AKE. A dame, make, me, a KE, kinetic energy, endow, with wake, and hake. Hake is a fish. Fideism, that's generally how I use it, is a belief in self-revelation. Phi is H, hydrogen. The most abundant element in the universe that doesn't actually exist on Earth. It's my contention we need to breathe it and speak it honestly first, according to your thirst. If it's not been spoken one-on-one, it certainly hasn't been written to read in reception. So all your religions are actually bullshit. Thiefend. Be you a bushel, where you store a large amount of something. L, the right angle to love, it's bullshit because your L over L was not one, it was one prime mover to Tao with war, to restore the sore, thievend, amor, and adore. Okay, red, R-E-D, hyphenated. You're always at a loss because you didn't bring the value of innocence. Okay, nor can you. Competing for no reason, thiefend. So we need to understand that. And that's a sellout, hyphenated. Sell out and doubt. Okay. That you make your stand to ask sprout and pout and spout. It's hyphenated. You don't care to speak to. T-O-W-H-O-D. E-W with E. Do with you. A-D. That is a problem that reveals and ravels. Okay. The travel unravels. Okay. It unravels the weft, the warp, and the weft. The warp is the long threads of fabric. The weft we weave side to side to the selvage ends. Okay, I think of that as the warp and the weft. The weft side to side, like looking across the plains, and the warp thread is looking down and up. Think of vertical, spiritual. Perspective, planar perspective, P-L-A-N. E-A-R-E. Nair, that's your nose. Knows which way to grow. Oh, I I see a lot of value coming to the fore in the sense of weaving stories together that matter. Matter. You got your ma, your mat, your mate, mater. I don't know how to say that in Latin, but it's dura mater, mater. That is mother. So I think intuitively, based on the analgesics of history, his story, the second coming is most certainly the woman's frame. So providing value to restore uh, S parentheses T O A R D. Or the RD is a road. Restore the or, OAR parentheses EAD. Read, re-add, each, road. What else? If we women fix it, FI, XI, that's 11, T, IT, your IT. If we fix it to 11, LEV, that's the survey, it reviews. That's what you leave behind as your test state, given time. I would imagine your heir, H-E-I-R, would, W-O-O-D, would come pretty. Handsome and some me, some men, pretty. P-R-E-T-T-E-Y-E, I-D. Why? Because he doesn't have to get his hands dirty. The irony, then, your heir, H-E-I-R, would just be a whimsical accessory. To stare at the real value maker. Value maker saw with where? S-A-W-A-R-E. A-D. Now who is that going to piss off? It's going to piss off those that demand their heir dow with war. Okay. Huh? That's quite a fictional premise to restore that your heir, H-E-I-R, heard dow with war. And that you're the messenger. It's a bit of twisted fiction with a bit of twisted on purpose, psychosis. You're not attached to reality. Okay. if I were not doing this, writing, we can say safely, sublimely from my apartment, where I go virtually unnoticed. Why? Because I set myself up that way years ago because I didn't want to be a celebrity for no reason, because what I saw is that people catered to image, and I can't get a read on people when they're serving my image, okay? That's not me. So I didn't want to use image that way from an image factor ID. I wanted to just be me, and then by just being me, I'd be free to just be me. And if we reduce your heir, H-E-I-R, to being a whimsical accessory, well, one of the premeditated values is we can return to charm with what you see is what you get, and should respect the value of missent and misspent. Abdicating the right to be polite, charming, witty, graceful, delightsome, because you can be. What I'm saying is, if your heir is reduced to being a whimsical accessory because the women, the hive, did all the work, your heir, when it finally gets to premise here, to be aware, AD, the only thing you could possibly bring is the heathen head, Tao, with desire only, where desire is reason as desire in life even. So I've gone through this in previous videos, and you could see the lineage, the chronology of working out step by step the thought process. Desire is not enough. Thinking is not enough, but putting it together, okay? And putting it together with the right people that want to go the distance, A to Z, to sleep, leap, sleep, per T. Okay. So I'm really excited to see the strength out there, and that encourages me, and I'm sure that's going to encourage other people to bring their POW, parentheses HERE, AD, to the fore, ORE, and be the head for reward. Why? Because it's actually necessary. Thief and doft is not necessary. Thief and dofted to toff for no reason, yeah, sought or brought or wanted. The head of value, to do of, is not necessary, and it's not ego go odd enough either. Okay. Sorry, it is not. I'm trying to think of ways to make that more map parent, okay? Thus the news agency. I can be in this position behind a computer. Do I think I would be a good aims person, a good sniper with a gun? I think I would be good at anything I put my mind to, actually. Even though I don't believe in the use of guns, if I felt I needed to, I would probably become very good at it. Because I'm good at that. I'm good at accruing interest in knowing how to. Okay. You know, knowing how I'm wired, its purpose. It's what I live for, you know? And tear weight, well, I think the more that we rise to the fore, we see who actually is doing the willing to live for and who doesn't give an honest fuck. Okay? If you don't give an honest fuck, I don't care if you believe in God or not, you don't believe in relationship. Okay? So go yank and wank yourself at your home. Okay? Where there's no HO. Okay? That you lent to sow. Or show. For me, one of the biggest boats of malarkey is being a couple that's a coup, C-O-U-P hyphen, the couple pled doft. Pled and pledged doft. Thief end, okay? The problem I have with that construct as a coup couple, pled doft, is your tone. You're providing no hat or at tone, at T-O-N-E, at one, even vent to throw. And yet you're persisting to show a value you don't own and you can't hone because you don't care to. That is a very big problem. You're just stirring shit up, hyphenated, to get it squawked on, you know? So, here's the thing. Your heir, your Christ, did not dow with war, hyphen T. All right? Did not dow with war to get an ass, sport, and sort. Okay? Did not, with all hyphens. I don't, but if you analyze the logistics of one, how you earn your money, to two, speak on it, you call it NIT, K-N-I-T. I see it as NIT, N-I-T. You're speaking tone without ever providing value, E-W-E-A-D. If you think that's lewd, L-E-W-E-A-D, you'll have to check the reference of my dad, second wife. Her name is Lou. I imagine it's how you treat Lou. I imagine very much that Lou wants to love you. I think of my dad, Kurt, as a court that got cut short. In the sort. So my dad, Kurt Court, is his second wife is Lou. Kurt and Lou. Lou is a very good friend who started her family next to my mom. When they were growing up, starting their families, they started their family and were friends. My mom has passed away. My mom is Bertha Rebecca Taylor. Bertha. Parents are from Utah. Dad got a job in Sparks, Nevada. Nevada is a gambling place. Well, I was born in Las Vegas and they moved to Sparks and then to Reno. But in Sparks in Reno, there's gambling. There was also Bertha, the the big performing elephant. My mom did not want to be called Bertha because in that town and probably that state, uh, there was so much marketing and advertisement for Bertha, the big elephant. Okay, my mom did not want to be Bertha. She did not want to be called Bertha by association with Bertha, the big elephant in the gambling casinos. And it performed. But, you know, like as any elephant in the room, anyway, that Bertha, not the big elephant, was my dad's first wife. And my mom, who was also an angry, stomping Aries caught in the hoops of Freeman Dofty Toft, all right? I don't think my mom ever resolved at getting unstuck from being in the hoops of Freeman Dofty Toft. I have a feeling that many women can empathize and sympathize with giving your best image of value and then having it used against you 2 by 2. Okay, so for me, how this setup is master baited and master rebaited, hyphenated, is you're sold a value because the man is speaking, he would have you. But the man won't actually pay you to be sustainable. Among the Tao, he already screwed it to do with you. Okay? So you've got people that are married, but they're not supporting real value. And then you have people that are single that are being shunted because, oh, you lack real commitment. I'm not committed to Doft. Stupid. Okay. It's obvious I'm not here to SHO parentheses U hyphen LD hyphen. I'm not here to show HO and hold. Stupid. Okay. If anything, I'm trying to repel stupid. Whatever it feasibly takes. Feasible for me, wittingly does not require a gun. That said, I don't have one pointed at me either, not directly. So since I come from a country where I don't have to hold a gun to perhaps move the trigger finger away from pointing at me, what I do have, I deem as my necessity is marketing. Marketing my name, my value, my work, and working word as my world. Okay. Why? Because the law hyphen S hyphen T and stubby, they're not here to protect my value. The law is not here to protect my value. It's here to abort it by handing Doft all over the place. Stupid. Oh yes, I'm single without commitment. I have no one to mate with. honestly, okay? Eat at the time given. So let's keep that in mind. If you think the single spinster is lacking a valuable LEAD paradigm, it's a misconception just because you have kids that you provided a value that you as a woman did and that who you're married to did. That's part of the problem. Value hasn't happened, okay? The other part of the problem is religion telling you you're born in innocence when it can't provide it. That's a problem too. You provide innocence with your word, and you bring the heir, H-E-I-R, to be D-O-B, B-E-A-T-H-D, served, I-D, okay? Then we're fair, air, and square. Except Dow with while, W-I-L-E, and Dow with war, you are still making me one eye, restore the sore, so you can think about amor and adore. Okay. Adored red, because you can't bring it black without the hyphens. Tooth the mistread. Misread is a T-A, thanks. Stare, R-E. Miss S, Miss, M-I-S-S-T-A-R-E-A-D. Changing perception. You think the women are in the red all the time because your lineage in the male God and Jesus Christ came? Well, you scammed, doft-brained. To retain, doft. To go to the forum and to say, that is test the metal. You're doff, stupid, to top, stupid is not testing the meta. A-L-L-D, okay? It's not. You're not doing the sussing. You're not capable to conceive. You're not capable to concede. C-E-A-D. Back off. This is not yours. You cannot back off. The value of standing on doff stupid, because that is how you get your income to speak, go odd, do on, my dong, and song. By God. By ego odd. The producing a parallax and producing an economy and producing news that you can speak on tooth, because that's where your value is. That's where you put your money. We're just creating more of a parallax to see what's actually what's actually necessary. So no more making shit up that you don't have the conviction to be a value producer even. You only have a value producer to be vain, V-A-I-N, thiefend. You know? So, yeah, it's about don't create a third person to harbor your name that's as stupid as you are. Bring your own name to your own time that you would have your bed behave. Even if you sleep singly, you still wake to a new day. So you get to make your way by selling yourself as you tell, S-T-E, S parentheses T-E-L-L. F-X-F. I'm talking about F by F. I'm talking about framework and fretwork. Positive value, artistically speaking, is the content. Negative value is the shape around it. So when we look at art, what makes good art is the reference of both the positive and negative value shapes contributing to the total. That in essence, they're of equal value. If I were to emphasize any importance right now to produce the trajectory of what to do next, how to do it, how to hone it, it would be understanding that the competitive marketplace thiefend cannot produce zero innocence in reflection, in the sense that when you use your eyes not to neurally forsake your brain for looking by design, your eyes are neurally connected to your forebrain. God forbid me fucking using my eyes is to produce vain wisdom for using them, okay? Got off on a tangent. I'm saying zero, innocence and reflection. What you see is what you get. It should be of value to the misrepresent. Present, prescient client. Which is also ironic to address that a lot of women in other countries have to cover up. It really should be the other way around. Frey men doft, stupid. All you men that dow with war, resound. Should be covering up. For the hyphenated whore, you carry around. Why? It's not the woman's fault. That you're making her a sustainable leg only to your art. It's hyphenated. So, for me, what would be really important to understand how to proceed, PROSEAD, would be to understand the value of zero. The competitive marketplace thiefend can't produce zero innocence and reflection. So I use that as my premise to understand what, why, and how to do what, why, and how next. So I can say the things that are on the table are money system, going to a virtual war as a where, because you're being put in that position. What do I mean? Shooting the gun, a virtual gun, or G is grace and gravity. Grace and gravity, in my framework and fretwork, well, we can see what Jesus is, G-S-U-S. We can see what Jesus is, so G-U-N, grace and gravity on, would be where Jesus isn't. That's filling in the gaps. And now we're calling that present, prescient, client, presence. All in one. Tone, hone, roan. It's your gutter. Throne. Okay. 0 on 1. It's about belief. The difference is the competitive marketplace thief end is not actually asking you to believe. It's subtly demanding and making and forcing. Force hyphen seen. SCENE hyphen. Not by any wit of reason as desire in life even. To be somewhat maligned in the intention. Oh, go speak at court. Why? There's no representation there. You're handing Doff, stupid, a gun. And you're paying him to use a gun instead of reason even. Do you think I can reason with any one of your officers? No. Do you think any one of your officers would pay me because they recognize my value to do this work? I can tell you the answer is no, not yet, for damn ass sure, okay, because I've met several of your officers, all right? It's all logged on the website. God forbid that I'm a black man and I turn my back on you while you pull me over for having a stoplight out and you point a gun at me because you tell me what with two L's. And if I turn my back on you, you're going to shoot me. And then you're going to have Pip and Prighite say, well, he didn't listen to what that police officer was telling. You know, the big problem all over the place there, okay? You that support the test date of Doff to hold a gun instead of reason even, to jack Doff, thief end, to your hat tone, Evane? Why do these people not know better? Maybe because you never sent or spent a tab be better. Okay? If we get right down to the dime of it, you can't afford a dime unless you are one. Okay? So yes, there is a value of creating a parallax of those that want to stand up on their own courage, of their own value they sought, S-O-T, overtime, and those that want to stand up and dupe and doffed. Now we can see. And we're going to start creating actors, I imagine, out of the thieves. Don't bring your gun to work. You'll look like a thief. Don't speak about guns. You're going to look like a thief. And Hannah, I'm not inferring this on you. I think you are a bridge, okay? And I think this work and this value needs to go around the world to undo the Tao with wart, to feel the eel, and field and feed and feel the eel. And at the time, fee, and give the eel license to be doffed. Okay. I think you're a bridge. Reel it in, reel, R-E-A-L-L, as much as can, you know? Until the scales call. S-C-A-L over L. And fall. You know? Scales, measurement. if we can see into, across from, seen into, well, we don't have to be stupid in our presumption of what we're seeing, first of stall, st parentheses E-A-L-L, and because we can see the difference and we can desire to know better. Okay. So I'm not asking you to believe in my parallax, my frame. Stupid. Definitely not doing that. I'm not doing an overarching marketing campaign with supermodels flashing lots of skin and designer labels. No, it's pretty modest in approach because I don't earn my money that way. I don't have a whole lot of money to shill that way either. So I use myself as my model. And let's see, what else? As a sideways thought, I was thinking earlier today that the value of being pissed off and repelling and pushing value away, well, part of the dynamics of what I'm doing is because Rich Rote pushes me away, okay? But until you can bring everything to fruition, I do get the value of that, and the value of that is you don't want to face value unless you can bring value and receive value. It's one idea for a motive, okay? It's not unlike me to suss avenues of possibility, opportunity, even to, okay? And to try them. Why? It's because I'm bringing up the rear ear, R. Are the ret, soak, the rods and cones. Bringing up the rear because I'm reversing. I'm reversing the STEALL with the seal. Okay, the container. To a go. If the right two were speaking one-on-one, we wouldn't have thief and doffed it to toff tone. Okay, and a tone that you devise and disguise a repent that will go on forever, relent, hyphenated, because you don't have the capacity. To LE parentheses AVE ID. So I'm just putting some ideas out there then for now. So you know what I'm thinking about and trying to think about how to round the hand 0 U BET, hand out the time for completion even.